Yesterday we got the draw for Capcom Cup, and it was a random draw. So they just drew the names out for each group with, no rhyme or reason, no seeding, just pull the names out of a hat. And here we go. Immediately, this is crazy. For me, having a world finals with 0 seeding is just insane. Bro, this is the biggest prize pool for any fighting game in history. It's a $2 million tour, and they just drew the names out. Doesn't that seem crazy? Like, immediately, the group that everybody's talking about right now is rightfully Group F. You have Mena RD, Kaba, Nero the Boxer, Lashar, Ending Walker, and Angry Bird in the same group. Immediately, there are several problems here. You have the same region with Mena and Kaba, not just the same region, the same sponsor. If I'm the chairman of Bandits right now, I'm like, wow. Then, there are several storylines here. Ending Walker as well, before we get to Angry Bird. Ending Walker as well, bro. That was winners semi-finals from last year's Capcom Cup. Mena RD and Ending Walker, they had a great match. So that was a top 8 match from last year that we're going to get in groups. So already, like, this is all crazy. And then you got Angry Bird. Bro, Mena and Angry Bird, that was the grand finals of EVO. How are you going to have the grand finals of EVO in the same group? So this is the big thing everyone's talking about. Group F, right? Group F in the chat. But you've also got to look over at Group H. You got Jabi M and Ren, right? The 2 South African players in the same group. That's also insane. Look, check this out. Right here, Group H. Ren and Jabi M, both repping South Africa. A big chance for that region to get some representation, and they're going to be taking each other out in the groups. It's so crazy to me, and you could have had a group with all 3 offline Premier winners in the same group. That's insane. You could have avoided all this if only they used a point leaderboard. If actually, do you know what? If they separated and gave some weight to like winning the offline Premier events, if you just take those guys and separate them, I would be fine with let's say all the people that won Premiers, right? Let's look at the Premiers. I would be fine with all the people that won Premiers, offline Premiers and the online Premiers, right? I'd be fine with those actually getting seeding spots. And then the World Warriors, for example, would be random draw. That would be fine, in my opinion. I wouldn't mind these guys being random draw because, like, a World Warrior circuit does not hold as much weight as a Premier win. In my opinion, you can't do the biggest prize pool in the history of fighting games and then just do a random draw. Here we go. Here's the payout, right? So if you just get punched up in groups, you still make 2K. But if you make it through your group, it's a pretty big increase. But then if you start winning now, okay, you start getting paid out. Some of these groups are obviously easier than others. That goes without saying, right? No disrespect to any of the players here, but to draw everybody at random makes no sense because winning EVO, winning a 7,000 man bracket is not the equivalent to winning the South Africa World Warrior or whatever, right? I mean, no disrespect to any of the players because they're all great, right? And they all earned their spot, but still, like, how you drawing out the EVO champ and then someone else from a weaker region? It doesn't make any sense. I understand the main thing they want to do, Capcom, with like the way they've done the players, and the reason they probably don't want to do a points leaderboard is because they want regional representation, which is fine. That's fine. But by doing that, the strongest players and the most consistent players are not getting rewarded. How is Mena, gonna come second twice and 4th once in all 3 offline Premiers, and then after that he's like panicking, he's sweating, and then have to qualify through World Warrior? That makes no sense. There's a world where Mena didn't qualify for the Capcom Cup. Unbelievable, right? And that's all solved through a point system. You have a point system, the most consistent players, they get their spot. Not only are they getting their spot, it's setting them up seeding wise for the finals so that we don't have a situation like this. It's just a no-brainer. I like the World Warrior system. I think it's excellent. I think that having World Warrior is really good because it allows more opportunity for obviously regions that, don't get that. The one thing I would say though is World Warrior finals should all be offline as standard. At the start of the season, they should set the finals location, firm the venue, everything, and then all you have to worry about is getting the players there. But obviously more offline events is better. But I say keep World Warrior, the first section of World Warrior can be online. Bro, look at how Tekken have done their world tour for season 1 of Tekken 8. It's all offline. There's no online. Let's put it this way. We all want what's best for the game, the FGC, and first and foremost, the players. Bro, all the players hate it. All of them hate it. Every one of these, like Mena, Kaba, Ending, and Angry Bird, all tweeted they, wow, it's a bad draw. And that's where this is relevant, because that's what it feels like. Everybody's a killer, bro. We'll follow the bracket, we'll follow Capcom Cup, and, we can discuss it as we go. But when any of those Luke mirrors come on, that's a piss break match for me.